I'm here at the community garden with my sister Lisa and her daughter Sarah, who's my niece.
Hello.
Hi. And everybody here has different jobs that they're doing. My job is mostly to pretend I'm working and make you laugh. So I'm the garden clown. And yeah, otherwise, you know, that's a little bit lazy, but that's okay. And Sarah is the opposite of a garden clown. She's an industrious hard worker. What are you working on, Sarah? Yes, please.
We are building, you can't tell yet, but it's going to be a tunnel. And we're going to grow gourds up and down the tunnel. So when you walk through, it'll be full of loofah gourds and edible gourds and decorative gourds and dinosaur gourds.
Can I see you walk down that little path and see how far the gourd tunnel is going to go? Woo, look at Sarah go. See the special walk you do when you're in the tunnel? Is that the walk of imagination?
It's the walk of imagination.
So right now in your mind, are you actually in the gourd tunnel?
I can imagine it.
You can imagine it?
It's not there yet.
It's not there.
A lot of imagination.
It does require a lot of imagination, but when it's there, you'll be inside kind of a dark.
I'll be able to touch the gourds if I reach up or if I reach out to the sides.
Oh my gosh.
And sometimes I might have to duck down because the gourds might be really close to my head.
That sounds absolutely enchanted and amazing. And I can imagine it too. Can I see what you're working on down here?
Sure. This you also have to imagine, but a little bit less because there are some pieces of it already in place. But this is going to be our front fence.
Okay.
It's made out of scraps of bamboo, which is a really big grass.
Bamboo is a grass?
It's a grass.
It's not wood?
It looks like wood. It's a woody grass.
It's a woody grass.
And it's really light, but it's also really strong. And sometimes this is material that's used to build houses.
Wow.
But here we have a lot of extra bamboo, and so we've been using it in all sorts of ways. And this is going to be a front fence.
A front fence.
And we're gonna grow plants around here, so it's going to be a green fence when it's done.
That looks so beautiful. So are those horizontal or vertical lines right there?
These lines right here, the big lines are horizontal, but then these lines, which are sort of hidden, are vertical, and they're the posts that hold up the horizontal lines. So you need both the horizontal and the vertical to make a fence.
You do. The horizontal and the vertical too are connected with what? How are you connecting these guys?
I'm using a garden string.
Oh, so you're wrapping it around?
Yeah, look, it starts to look like a beard when it frays, or like a witch's broom.
Oh my goodness, that looks like really, really fine motor work to try to get that little knot there. Did you have to practice that for a long time?
I did have to practice it, and sometimes my fingers feel too big to make the tiny knots.
But it's holding it up.
It's holding it up.
And then did your bamboo sticks go into the ground down a little bit too to make them stand up?
Yes, the vertical lines get pushed down into the earth so that it's more stable. And it's still a little bit wobbly, but it shouldn't fall over in the wind.
Beautiful. Now, what's the purpose of a fence? Is there a purpose of a fence?
Here, I think sometimes fences are to keep people out, but in this case, I think the fence is more to keep the plants in.
To keep the plants in.
And it's nice because it creates a divide between the garden space and the space where the cars drive. So it's also for safety.
Right.
And it's nice to be able to say hello to people outside from behind your fence, especially when it's covered in food that you can share.
So there's so many purposes of it, and people can come and say, look what a beautiful garden, but they can also know that maybe they have to ask permission before they walk into your garden because the fence is there.
It's nice when they ask permission.
That is nice.
And I think the fence, it's nice to have a low fence because it's low enough where I can still say hi to people, but high enough where I have some personal space.
Right. So that's an amazing thing to say, Gardener Sarah, because so you want to have a little bit of a boundary between you and the neighbors, but also a lot of openness so that you can still be friendly and wave hi.
Totally. And then we can check in with each other too.
That is incredible. I am learning so much from you and your sister and your mom, and I have to go back to my job now of sitting around and thinking about what I'm not doing. So I'll get back to you later. Bye.